Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Ty Gamer here, and welcome back to a brand new Let's Talk Gaming video, where today we're not so much talking about one specific game, as we are talking about multiple different games. And what do I mean by multiple different games? Well, if you haven't been living under a rock recently, Sony has just released its brand new PlayStation Plus / Game Pass competitor, and I managed to get my hands on the premium edition of this service. So today we're just going to run through the ins and outs of the service, what's new with PlayStation Plus Premium, Extra, and Essential, and which one is right for you. I'll also be going into cloud streaming, how it works, the requirements you'll need for it to work well with your setup, what games are offered, and the kind of things you should expect to come in the future from Sony, why PlayStation Plus Premium is the way to go if you want everything and anything, including PlayStation 3 games. But rather than just keep telling you what we're going to do, let's just do it. Roll the intro. PlayStation has needed a competitor to Xbox's Game Pass for some time now, and with several PC and Xbox players having access to hundreds of different titles for just $10 a month, Sony has finally answered the call to arms, and in doing so began constructing the all-new PlayStation Plus, that in some respects is cheaper than Xbox Game Pass and offers over 700 plus video game titles to PlayStation fans around the globe. How could you argue with a deal like that? And not only does it offer PS4 and PS5 titles to subscribers, but with what the highest tiers of the service has to offer, even PSP, PS1, PS2, and PS3 games have been added to this massive gaming library. And I thought I had a backlog before this. Honest to God, mine looks like a cakewalk in comparison to all the titles I have access to now. So many games! But let's dive into that a little more. Obviously, the draw for many PlayStation players is the access to retro titles from the glory days of Sony's console masterpiece, on top of modern releases, free monthly games, and more. But what exactly is offered as of the US official launch? Well, in the PSP, PS1, and PS2 category, there is not as big of a selection as some players would have liked, but it has absolute smash hit titles such as Tekken 2, the Jak and Daxter series, and Ape Escape. Even Siphon Filter is on this list. And the very best part about these titles is that they're included with PlayStation Plus Premium. They even have newly added trophy support for several of the new titles, and you can even Platinum Ape Escape 1 and 2. That sounds like a pretty good time to me. And the trophies are a welcome addition to someone like me, who loves obtaining beautiful digital relics. Not to mention that the games run extremely well in my experience, and I personally haven't run into any issues yet whatsoever. And while the selection of games isn't hundreds of retro titles in one beautiful package, I expect Sony to release even more to the collection over the course of the subscription's lifetime. And while retro titles seem to be the draw point for a lot of PlayStation players looking to actually buy into the service, I was drawn very quickly to the PlayStation 3's library. And yeah, it's definitely a bummer that we can't pop our favorite PS3 discs into our PS5 system and play them like the good old days. You know, minus the jet engine that would come with starting up our PS3s, but the selection is definitely one to look into. Everything from the original Red Dead Redemption, God of War 1 through 3, and even God of War Ascension, Asura's Wrath, and many, many more. There will obviously be some shovelware titles in the mix, but the collection mostly consists of well-known blockbuster titles that just about every player has heard of before. There is one drawback to the PlayStation 3 being allowed to have a library on PlayStation Plus, which is that it is all cloud streaming based. And I know that's a turnoff for a lot of people. And Sony recommends that you have at least a 5 megabyte internet speed to play it at a solid 1080p. And to show you what I mean, I captured some gameplay from God of War 2's opening level. Take a look.
Don't let him open the door!
All in all, I understand that cloud streaming is a turnoff for some, and being someone who personally loves his physical media, it's a strange adjustment to make. But if you have the means to use the service well and a solid internet connection, you will have access to some seriously amazing video games at no additional cost. And did I mention that for those of you who don't care about any of that whatsoever, they have a game catalog featuring PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, and there are hundreds of those as well. It just keeps getting better and better. Now, granted, you can only play PlayStation 5 titles if you happen to have a PS5 console, and we all know how hard they are to come by, so I'm really sorry if you guys are still looking for your own. I was lucky enough to snag one at launch with the help of my old roommate, and I have loved it ever since. But for those of you who still have your PS4s, you still have a very large catalog of games to choose from. Everything from Hollow Knight to Far Cry 3, and even Control and God of War 2018. And those sound like a pretty sweet set of titles on their own, not to mention all the other amazing games you can jump into at no additional cost to the service. And also, players who take the plunge into PlayStation Plus's relaunch gain access to the PS Plus Collection, a showcase of PlayStation's finest, including Bloodborne, The Last of Us, Persona 5, Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection, and more. All in all, it's a bargain that can't be missed. 700 plus games for $120 a year might sound like a lot of money, but when you really do the calculations and kind of think about what kind of value a lot of these games have to a lot of different people, it is way less than you would be paying to own each and every single one of them in person and individually. But all in all, the new PlayStation Plus is absolutely worth the purchase in my humble opinion, and will only improve as time goes on. I cannot wait to see more from the service and what other titles Sony will add to the lineup in the near future. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content like this. We've got 3 shows going on, including the one you're watching right now. We've got the Monthly Minute, which is a 60-second news show where I give you all that month's gaming news in 60 seconds or less, and the newly released Game Cave, which is everything Let's Plays, live streams, and challenges done with myself or my friends, and I cannot wait to show you guys more of that one. But here on Let's Talk Gaming, we talk all things video games, and PlayStation Plus is an enormous deal to a lot of gamers, including myself. So let me know down below if you're gonna pick this up, and if you do, what games you would like Sony to add to the lineup, be it the retro lineup, the PS3 lineup, or if there's a PS4 or 5 game that they're missing on their actual streaming service. But folks, that's going to have to do it for me today. If you want to go and check out the rest of the Let's Talk Gaming playlist, click somewhere on this side of the screen, and if you want to go and click a randomly selected video, go and click on this side of the screen over here. Look at how beautiful that is. I also happen to have a link to subscribe to my YouTube channel on the bottom left corner of the screen, and clicking that and subscribing to the channel would mean the world to me. But without further ado, guys, I've been your host, Ty Gamer, and I'll see you guys in another couple of weeks with another Let's Talk Gaming video. Bye, everybody.